Good dog, bad dog. What is this game, and why should you care? This is Lipnox, and this is my review of Good Dog, Bad Dog. Barking, biting, sleeping, pooping, pissing, farting, grabbing plates, breaking them, knocking things off of tables, pushing over chairs, catching, digging, fetching, running, wagging your tail. Good Dog, Bad Dog released this week for the PlayStation 4 and also supporting the PSVR. Today I'm going to be looking at the PlayStation VR version, and my main controller of these was the PS Move. It does support the DualShock, and only available for the North American region at this time. The price is $24.99 US. Good Dog, Bad Dog is a game about being a dog. You aim for a high score. The main goal is to have fun. I think where the real value in this title lies is more with the fact that you're basically given the ability to be a dog. They give you this, little town area, but it's all friendly. Everything's happy. There's bright colors. You feel good about being in this area. It feels safe. Feels warm. And for a game that the developer at the start of the game actually brings up, the game is in memory of his beagle who passed away in 2018, and you can see where his heart was in making a game like this, and the only thing that comes to mind is cat lateral, and I hate cat lateral. Good Dog, Bad Dog, it feels fun to run around. The momentum is good, but I'm free not to use it. Now, it does potentially paint the high scores because people can use it to, guarantee the best score. But I really don't think that there's that much value in doing that in comparison with the pretending that you're a dog and living out that fantasy in VR. And I think that's what this game is really more about. They give you these things you can do, just sort of toys to play with, if you will. There's very few things you can pick up. There's a few plates and things you can knock on the floor and damage things for bad karma points. But it's sort of just the experience that you can do all of these things. While none of the parts in themselves are overly in-depth, the ability of having them all there and living out that fantasy does have value for the right person. And myself as a pet person, I thought it was pretty cool pretending to be a dog and running around town and barking at things and eating things off the ground and attacking the mailman. Set reality to the side and just be a kid again. And I think for people that can do that, or for the younger audience, this is that kind of game. Now, I played the game with the Move controllers. I did test out the DualShock controls, but I played with the Move for 2 hours, and I didn't really care. The turning is not good. The turning buttons seem to move you in a way that you get stuck in things. Now, thankfully, I find that 90% of the time, you can just turn your actual body, as long as you're standing up, I guess. You could turn your actual body and just do that, because the reality is this game really doesn't use the Move controllers to do much of anything other than the digging motion and the wagging the tail motion. And that, that's a little disappointing. I didn't have the feet there, but at the same time, and it is head tracking movement. You press the left move button to move forward, press them both at the same time to run, though you do run out of stamina quite quickly and you have to stop to build it back up. You hear the dog panting. And then if you press the left move and the trigger, you'll run backwards. The leaderboard was something that I thought was kind of fun to challenge, something that's going to get old quickly. There's a good leaderboard, a bad leaderboard. I had more fun going for the bad leaderboard. The good, I always seem to screw up the good. It's like playing those Mass Effect or those RPGs where you're always trying to be good, and then temptation, it gets you. But I didn't feel any motion sickness playing this game. I played it for, like I said, 2.5 hours. Nothing whatsoever. Very, very easy on me. The visuals looked very crisp on the original PS4. I was very, very impressed that everything looked fine, colorful, looked nice. It only targets the casual audiences though, so people that are looking for something more hardcore in depth, probably not going to get something out of this. And it's really designed for shorter play sessions. Each run for the karma thing It's 15 minutes. Now at the end of the run, it doesn't move you anywhere, it just starts over. But, you know, it's trying to push you to be like, okay, play a little bit, you know, go do something else. I really think this is not geared towards the complex Saints and Sinners experience. And there's a lot of collectibles in this game, lots of trophies. It's a huge list of trophies, like I said, doing everything in the game. And for those that choose, especially for younger viewers that don't want to put them in the VR headset at their age, there's a flat option in this game. So if they're seeing you play the game and be like, oh, you know, there is a flat option they can do themselves. And oddly enough, I never seen this in VR games, or this is the first time I've seen it. A brightness setting. You can change the brightness in the game, and the colors look sharper. The colors look more dynamic the darker it is. I kept it on the bright setting, but I know for some games it would be nice to tweak them a little bit, make them a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, depending on your own preference, because we really don't get that. But then there's the cons of this game, and I mean, a lot of people probably dismiss this game entirely, but and the biggest one is the turning, because it's click turning, which is already annoying in itself. No matter if you're using DualShock or the Move, it's forced click turning, and you get stuck in that environment, especially in the house. Like, when you first start this game, you're probably going to get stuck in the house with the turn, and it's unfortunate because it really sends a bad message for the rest of the game, because the rest of the game really doesn't have issues like that to that extent, which is why I did the remedy of just using my actual body to turn around. The music, you know, when I was streaming, I was talking, I wasn't really paying attention to it. One of the guys watching mentioned, does the music really just loop like that? And I started paying attention to the music, and you know, I think it's like a 5-second loop, maybe 10-second loop, and it just goes on and on. Now for me, turn the music off. I want the realistic, you know, being a dog anyway, so I'm okay with that. So whatever. But, you know, I turn the music off. You can put it on Spotify, you can do whatever. And another big con of the game is that the gameplay to get the high scores on the leaderboard, it really just sort of feels like you're spamming things. Like, I know when I got the high score on the Bad Karma, I just cornered a cat and just attacked continuously, and it's not visually exciting. You just cat has a little animation it does, there's some sound effects, but you know, when the things are 15 minutes long, you realize that to a point, to get the top score, you're just going to be spamming something like that to get that score. Other thing I really don't like, that the teleporting is there, gives, you know, huge advantage for the leaderboard and getting across the map really, really quickly. And sometimes I could turn off the teleport and then I just press the triangle button to get off the leash. But I think the core thing with this game is the price. I mean, it's $25 American. There's one area. There's not really any story. There's very little dialogue. There's the house interior, and then there's the area, like the village area, and then there's the dog park. But the dog park really doesn't have much to it. And yes, there's collectibles, but I think for the right person, like I said, this is the only thing. This is a unique game. This is the only game you're going to be a dog in VR right now. If that's worth $25 American to you, I think it was a fun time. But there's no denying that this game is lacking on the amount of content that we would normally get from games priced that same way. If they could add another level in here, I think people would feel a lot more comfortable putting the money down to experience this. My name is Adam Fisher, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Like and subscribe.